this rod right there, there it goes. We're starting the video. You just crank down on him. Yeah, man. I'm about 10 minutes into the trip here, at least with baits in the water. It took me a while to get out here this morning. I'm probably, I don't know, an hour and a half into the actual trip, factoring in when I left the house and how long it took me to get to this spot once I got on the water. But I haven't had baits in the water very long, and I'm hooked up here. This is going to be a small blue here to start the day. Got them bubbles coming up. Want to see that because right now I'm anchored down 50 feet water. And I'll give you the rundown here where I'm at as soon as we get this thing landed. Well, there he is, y'all. Fish number 1. Threw the bait off, so we'll be rebaiting. But no skunk today. We done got that out of the way. So anyway, y'all, I'm out here first light this morning. At least it was my goal to be out here at first light. You can see how far up in the sky the sun is. I didn't make it out here by sunrise. But if you look out here, just to the naked eye, you would think, man, I'm kind of out in the middle of nowhere out here. But in actuality, there's a big creek system that goes up into here. And the old original creek bed that flowed out to the main river channel before all this was flooded to make the reservoir back in the day. I'll see if I can get it on my graph here with the glare. You can see that old creek bed there. There is a defined channel that still exists. When you up here, you're like 40 feet, drops down to about 50, and then right back up again. That old creek bed flows right out here to the main channel, and so I'm set up here kind of at the top of where it would have dumped off, and we've got some fish in there. And so and all that, my depth's fluctuating around because there's so much bait and fish and all that kind of blocking out my transducer, but it's actually about 50 feet here where I'm anchored at. And so I'm just in that old original creek bed right at the top of what would have been the drop where it dropped off into the main riverbed or main river channel, and trying to take advantage of some fish that may be either staging out here or working up into this creek. I've mentioned it before in other videos. These fish use those old creek beds as paths to follow when they move up in here to feed. And this depth here at 50 feet, water out here today is pretty clear. It's going to be a sunny day, and so I wanted to fish an area that had a little bit more depth to it to try to give them kind of a sanctuary. I don't want the shadow of my kayak right on top of where I'm fishing. And so, oh, that rod right there got hit. I got bumped. We'll see if he takes it here in a second. Definitely got some fish out here. Now what I'm doing is I got my bait suspended just off the bottom, got pieces of cut skipjack. That small fish that we landed there ate a midsection. That one that got bumped is a midsection, and my 2 front rods are head pieces. Oh, that's a flathead. I'm gonna crank down on this. See how it's got weight on it? I got thumped and it's just sitting there with weight. That's a flathead. Yep, we got a flathead on. Guarantee it. I was sitting there looking at that rod. I'm like, that's got weight on it. That ain't a bad fish either now. I'll back off my drag just a smidge. Yeah, buddy. This is one of them places I've never fished here before. It's been on my to-do list. It's just it's a long haul for me to get out here. I'm a solid 45 minutes from the house. And then from where you launch at to get to this spot is, y'all, I got another rod up there going down. I'm on them right here, buddy. Like I was saying, it's just a long haul for me to get down here, not only driving distance, but then once I get on the water too. It takes me a while to get out here because this creek system's so big, but worth it. I'm definitely going to be making some more trips down here if it's like this. It's just one of them places you look at it on the map and it's got everything. It's got depth, it's got a solid path to a shallow water feeding area. It's just got it all. Yeah, it's a good fish here, and I guarantee you it's a flathead. And I got that one on that front rod up there. I'm just going to let him do his thing until I get done with this one. Because this one here, he's just down there, man. He's just solid. I love this, man. This is so much fun. uh-oh. That rod up there was getting hit now. I may have them all going down here in a second. Well, it's rewarding to be able to open up a contour map, a lake map, and be able to point to a spot and say, I'm gonna catch fish right there, and then go out and do it. And that's something I think a lot of people don't spend enough time on. Everybody researches rods and reels and hooks and the gear, which is probably, that I shouldn't be saying this since I just signed this rod deal recently. Boy, he's pulling. But gear is the least important thing with catfishing. Your location's number one. If fish aren't there, I don't care how good a tackle you have, you ain't gonna catch what ain't there. Bait's number two. If you're putting a lousy bait down there, even if you got fish in the area, they probably not gonna eat it. And you're definitely not going to get the best quality of fish without the right bait. On the rest of it's just, knowledge. Where are fish going to be at what time of the year, and this thing's just a digging, man. This is a good fish. But again, tackle. These are nice rods. I want to push Daniel here at Catfish Sumo, but at the same time, it's just, these rods, reels, my line, hooks, this kayak I'm in, the shirt I'm wearing, it has nothing to do with why I'm catching fish today. I think, y'all, this flathead may be in this front line. I may not have a fish on that front line. It may just be this fish that's got in it. Now I hope that other fish on that other front line up there didn't come back here and get. Oh yeah, buddy, that's a good flathead. That's a good flathead right there. Whoo! I knew he was a biggin'. I could tell by the way he hit it. Yes, sir. And he is all wrapped up in them lines. I hope he don't work free while I work on getting him loose. He's hooked right on that top tooth pad. This is a beast of a flathead, man. This thing's a beast. He's got my other lines and I don't give a crap. Because I am so thankful to be getting this fish. Let's get him in. We'll worry about these lines in a second because that's a beast of a flathead, man. Yes! So worth getting up early and making the drive. I was upset with myself because I didn't get out here. I didn't realize, I never fished here before. I didn't realize exactly how long it was going to take me to get from the boat launch out to here. And so I wasn't set up as early as I wanted to. But it paid off in the end. Let's see if I can work around that. So we got that undone. I don't know if that other fish is still on that front line or not. I don't even care at this point. I'm so happy to have this fish in my hands. Get that out of the way. Buddy, we got us a whopper. Look at how fat that fish is, man. Let me get rid of this camera. Let me set this out of the way. Is it even still running? Yes. Look how fat that thing is, though. I want you to look at him. That's a light colored flathead, too. He's a pale brown. Beautiful, if you ask me. Look at that thing, man. Oh, I love it. Again, y'all, it's just so rewarding to be able to open up a map, point to a spot, and say, I'm going to catch fish right there. And go out and do it and get it done. And that's what I've done out here this morning. Okay, I'm going to let him go. He was a heck of a battle, man. Heck of a battle. We're going to let him go. He's going to be down there, get even bigger. I might wrestle him again someday, who knows. Okay, buddy. Oh, that thing there. Man, he was a heck of a fight. Heck of a fight. I mean, that was just a beast. All right, man. You ready to go home? I think he's ready. There he goes. Get out of here. That was a heck of a good time, y'all. That's a way to start out the trip. So this line that he was on, the guy did undone, but these front two lines are tangled up together. I have no idea. I had a fish on this front line. I don't know if he's still on or not. At this point, I kind of hope he ain't. Just for the mess that I am going to have. This thing's wrapped around my transducer. I mean, I've got a daggone mess here. If he's still on, I'm in trouble. Yeah, he's still on. He's still on, y'all. Here comes the next one. I got fish splashing around me out here too. There's a lot of activity going on out here. This one here, he's just another small blue right here. So we'll get him undone, and I got to get some baits down there, y'all. I ain't got much going on. I got that front line in the water. That's the only one. It may not even have bait on it because this one may have knocked it off, or the other one might have in all the melee. Look at his head. It's a big skipjack head I'm pulling right back out of his mouth. There he is. That's a I'd call it a smaller fun sizer, but right now I'm calling it gone because I want to get some more baits on, get them dropped down, and see if we got some more fish that's either hanging out right here in this area or going to be passing through, because this is clearly a good spot. Let's take advantage. All right, let's cut us another skipjack. These skips right here are fresh. I just got them last night. Throw that out. I'm gonna cut that dorsal fin right there off. I like to do that. I think that can potentially interfere with the hook set at some way. I gotta get me some new scissors too. I usually go ahead and trim those off as well, just because. Does it make that big a difference? Probably not, but why have them on there if they don't serve a purpose? And they do not serve a purpose. I'm gonna put this headpiece on, up under the gill plate, out through a nostril, down it goes. That's on the Carolina rig. And again, I'm just dropping it straight down to the bottom. I'll let my sinker hit bottom. It'll take a few seconds because, again, just the depth, okay? So I'm on bottom, can feel it hitting. Reel my rod tip down to the surface, lift up, set it in the rod holder. So now my bait's sitting down there, couple 3 feet off the bottom, right in these fish's faces as they swim through. Because they generally swim just off the bottom as they move spot to spot. I'm gonna put this piece on. It's another midsection. Do it here off this back rod. And we'll put that other chunk there on the other rod. And I think we'll be back in business after that. We'll have all 4 lines back out again. Oh, there it goes. We just got hit again. This one ain't gonna be the same quality that we got on this rod the last time. Can tell right away this ain't the same girth of a fish that we got the last one we pulled up there on this rod. This is gonna be just a small dink. I'm just gonna take my time with him here just because of the depth. He's not even fighting. I mean, he's literally doing nothing all the way up. He's just a small thing. That's probably why. Oh, he's hooked by the tail. He can't swim. He can't try to get away. Look at him. He's lassoed. I lassoed a fish like this a week or 2 ago. Got the hook in the mouth and lassoed his tail to the point he couldn't swim. These dang things, they hit the bait, these small ones especially. They'll hit your bait and then instantly feel the resistance and start rolling. And when they do that, they get themselves all up. Well, he's going to be wound up now because he ain't fought the whole way up. Let's get rid of him. Get out of here. Danged old fish. Well, he flung the bait off too in the process, so Let me get my line untangled here. He's done a number on it. We'll get that untangled, put another bait on there, and hopefully we'll get us another monster come along here soon. It's just again, just one of them places you look at on the map and you're like, it's got everything. It's got depth, it's got a deep water sanctuary, a clear path to a shallow water feeding source, and just, you know, time of year for these fish to be kind of staging up here at these creek mouths as they get ready. Here before long, we're going to be on the spawn here in East Tennessee, and so it's a good time for fish to be feeding up, kind of staging in these areas. And you know, really, a place like this, there ain't never a bad time to fish it, because there's always going to have a chance at catching fish in a place like this. But this time of year especially, you're just likely to get a good fish. I think we got something going on in that front rod up there. My line has swam out to the right as I'm jibber jabbering. We'll get this rod out of the way and we'll just crank down on that thing, because he's swam with that bait. Yep, he's on there. Oh, he come free. May have been another small one there. He didn't feel too terribly big when I cranked down on him. All right, we'll send that bait back down, cut us another midsection for this back rod, and then we'll be ready to fish again. There goes that front rod. I got a moon pie in my hand here, y'all. Hold on. Hold on, fish. I'm trying to eat me a little breakfast here. I had a little break between the fish. Now I thought I'll scarf down a moon pie. It's for those of you not from the South, a moon pie, probably one of the best inventions ever. It's a chocolate marshmallow sandwich. All you need to go with it's an RC Cola, and you got the total package. That's the breakfast of catfishermen right there. That'll put you on some fish. But I was trying to take me a few bites of it, and this rod went down. It's on the headpiece again. This is I don't know what you call it, larger dinks, smaller fun size. It's kind of an in-betweener. A dang good time is what it is. These fish right here, they're a good size to put a bend in the rod and give you a heck of a fight. And we're fortunate here that this size is pretty prevalent where I fish. Let's see if we can get this headpiece back, see what kind of shape it's in. I'm not going to be real conservative on bait today because I got so much of it, but I'll take a look at that here in a second. We may send it back down. Yeah, that right there, not quite front camera worthy, but a nice fish nonetheless. We'll send him out of here. Let's check our bait before we get back to the moon pie. Let's see here. Oh yeah, that's still really good shape. I'm just going to rehook it. Run this hook point out through the other nostril. That other side right there got tore up in the fight, but we'll get us another fish on that. Definitely. All right, well, let's see if I can finish my breakfast and we'll catch us another one. Well, hell for y'all, I just had a tragic accident. I was taking a bite of a moon pie and it flipped out of the package. Dang, man. From on top of the world to down the crapper, just like that. I caught that big flathead on this big high, and now I just lost my last moon pie. Dang, man. This back rod got hit. My rod tip just stood up. Let's see what happens with it. Maybe a small fish on there, I don't know. Sometimes you feel a thump like that, you just don't know what you got. I think you're kind of bouncing around there with it. I'm just going to crank down. Yeah, he's hooked. Let's see what we got here. I think it's going to be just another small. This area, I mean, there were so many fish that I wasn't getting an accurate depth on my graph there because there were so many right there in their bottom. You know, when I first got out here, I tried to film it. I don't know with the glare if it'll show up or not, so you may or may not see that, but a lot of fish down there. Almost wish I had me some big live baits to kind of weed out some of these smaller blues. They're just having a buffet down there chewing me up. This in here, it may give us the bait back. I see it in his mouth there. We'll at least take a look at it. That bait is wedged in his mouth. If they can get it in their mouth, they're going to eat it. He's got that bait. That thing is in there tied. I ain't going to pull it back out. Enjoy, fish. That's a little gift from me to you. Don't say I never give you nothing. I'm going to mix it up on this next bait. We're going to put a white bass head down there. I got 2 white bass when I went out to catch skipjack. And so I was saving them for a special occasion out here some point this week to put them on the hook and give a little variety. And I think right now is the perfect time for it. Just mix it up, put a larger bait down there, hopefully keep them dinks away, and just give something a little different out there. This white bass head, really about half a white bass, it's getting action here. I don't know if he's hooked up with it or if he's just down there chewing on it. He's being pretty persistent about it. I think he may have got the business into that hook. Let's pick up on him and find out here. Well, he's staying down there with it now. We'll see when we get him up here. He ain't gonna be no giant. I don't know how big he's gonna turn out to be. I'm gonna just, again, try to bring him up slow here because of the depth. I don't want to bring them up too quickly. They won't be able to go back down. You want them to be able to decompress, blow their bubbles on the way up. Somebody asked me in the comments a while back, what depth do you need to start worrying about that? About bringing them up slow, and my opinion, well, just take your time on all of them, really. You know, I don't know the exact depth to be able to tell you. I don't have that exact answer, but it ain't a bad practice to really take your time, regardless of depth. And that right there, man, I was a little confused about it because he wasn't fighting particularly hard. But when I'd picked up on him, he felt like he had a little weight to him, and sure as the world, that's a solid fish. Just not a very good fighter. I'm gonna set him back in the rod holder here a second. And I'm gonna check this rod right here because it got hit. Nope, he got hit. He didn't hook up. All right. Well, let's get back to this one now. This one here, he's front camera worthy, so we'll get the front camera on him. Yeah. Not bad, y'all. He didn't fight particularly hard for his size, but that's a pretty good quality fish. I kept waiting for him to really take off and start thrashing around, and it just didn't happen. I'm gonna set him down just a second here and get this bait out of the way, but you can see that's what he ate, a piece of white bass. I got 2, and I thought I'm gonna use them at some point here in the next few days. I got about 3 to 4 days worth of bait last night, so I just, I thought I'm gonna mix these in at some point, and this morning was perfect timing, and this fish here gobbled it up. Yes, and here's another one that's fat, buddy. He's getting ready to spawn as well, and unfortunately we're getting to that time of year here in the next 2 or 3 weeks, or they're going to go on the nest, and fishing's going to get a lot harder. Numbers will be good, but the quality will go way down. I'm going to enjoy this pre-spawn here while I can. All right, well, let's let this fat thing go. Maybe next time he'll fight a little harder. Oh, goodness, splashed me on the way out. Look at this rod now. Well, you may not be able to see it. We got water all over the lens. No, we're good. This one's swimming off, though. Let me put it back in the chest here. And I think it got hooked up then. Yeah, it's hooked up. It's on the head. This is gonna be a small one here. I can tell he's just down there rolling. Tell you what, since that one's a small one, I'm gonna set him back a second. And I'm gonna fix this bait and we're gonna drop it right back down in case another big one's coming along. Yeah, it's still hooked good and everything. We'll just send it back down like it is. We'll get it down there and then I'll finish reeling in this small one up here. Good problem to have, ain't it, when you can start being selective on the size of the fish you want to catch. Some days you come out and I'm like, man, I'd love to just get a dang bite. But days like today where I'm already got a nice flathead and a pretty decent blue there with that last one, it's like, man, I wouldn't mind now if these small fish just went away and just let me wait on the big ones to come through, leave my baits in good shape, you know. Rod behind me was getting hit too. I don't think it hooked up though. So right now we got that white bass head, or really half of one. We got 2 skipjack heads, and then we got a skipjack midsection on my other back rod. And again, you're seeing them bubbles come up. That's what you want to see. Want to see that with all of them at these depths. Here, this is a larger dink. I know he wasn't huge when he hit it, but he's been a lot of days where I ain't caught fish this size. It's a good spot right here. This time of year, I'm telling you, I'm gonna catch some fish here. I'll probably come hit this area again soon if I can get my words out. I was gonna say I was gonna come hit it again here soon too. Let him go, because these fish, this will probably be a bite right here that'll last. There'll be a good chance at catching big fish here every day up until the spawn. All right, well, that one threw the head piece off, so let's put us another one on. There we go. Next bait, skipjack head. That's a smaller head right there. That's one of the smaller skipjack I got, but I'm gonna go ahead and use it. We'll catch something with it. Oh, I may be hooked up here again. I know this will be just a few seconds after the last fish for video purposes, but for me it's been a long time. We're pushing about 2 hours now. I've had some ding taps, but it's been about 2 hours since I've actually hooked up with the fish. My bite just kind of died off. I had a good thing going when I first got out here, but I've had fish this size and smaller just down there pecking and chewing. No solid hookups though in a long time. This one here ate the body piece. I switched out my baits a little while ago just to freshen everything up. Thought that might improve my calls a little bit. It certainly couldn't hurt it. There he is. But yeah, y'all, it's been sorry, I got a mouthful of sunflower seeds. I was getting me a little snack here since the fishing's been so bad for the last couple of hours. But it's like when that moon pie went overboard this morning, the whole culture of this trip changed. The whole mood of it changed. I don't know what happened, but when that moon pie hit the water, it was like my bite just shut off. I don't know what the heck happened. You think these fish would be happy to have a bite of that moon pie? I mean, moon pies are a gift from the heavens. They're amazing. These fish should be thankful. That should turn them on even more, but that's not been the case. Nevertheless, I'm going to give it another hour or two out here and just see if we get some more active fish. This type of spot, fish could be coming through any hour of the day. So if you got baits in the water when they come through, you're probably going to get hooked up. So I'm just going to put in a little bit more time and see what happens. But man, the last couple hours have been down a crapper. But my day's made regardless, man. That big flathead, anytime I catch one of those, awesome trip no matter what else happens. Oh, right here, the head piece. Well, we got some more fish coming through now. That may be a little better than that last one. Just let that small blue go. Got another bait drop down. And now this rod's going over, so get some more fish working through. That's how it goes, you know. You when you're doing this style of fishing, you're anchoring down on a spot like this for long periods of time, you have waves of fish come through. And I've had days where you can spend several hours waiting, nothing going on, and then just boom, it's like a light switch goes off and you got every rod going down. It's truly a waiting game. We're on their schedule when you're fishing like I am today. Now this one here, I'm taking my time with him. It's a little better fish. Definitely better than the last one. He's going to be what I call fun sizers. Yeah, it's an old fun size fish right there on that headpiece. Take a look at it when we get it up here too, because like I said, I just switched out them baits a little while ago just to get some new scent down there, freshen everything up. Yeah, this is a skinny. He's a fun sizer by length, but this thing is skinny. This is a skinny fish right here. You need to eat, old boy. You look like you starving to death. You anorexic or something. Let's get this thing. There we go. We'll get our bait back. Yeah, you can see there, it's still in good shape. All the meat's on there, still bleeding. We're gonna send it back down. Now, this is a female fish, you can see because of the small mouth there. Look how skinny that thing is. You anorexic, you got some kind of eating disorder. You need help. We can get you the suicide hotline number or the psychiatrist phone number, whatever you anorexic people call. You need to make the call, fish. Go down there and eat. Lordy days, that's a skinny fish. All right, I'm dropping this bait right back down. See if we can get another one on it. Hopefully, that's 2 in a row. It's come through very quickly here, so hopefully we got another round of them coming through. What we got going on right here? There was something jumped up there. He's got it in. He got it in, buddy. There we go. I don't know what that may have been a buffalo or something. I've had some paddlefish coming up and breaching the surface out here around me this morning, just making huge splashes. I know it's paddlefish because I've gotten a look at a couple of them just being looking the right direction, the right time when they've come up. A lot of activity out here first thing this morning. Catfish bite has kind of slacked off there for a while, but it has picked back up here in the last little bit. We're at least getting some bites, even if they're just small fish like this. We're getting something here. Well, that one flung the bait off, of course. Well, let's send him out of here anyway. I think what I'm going to do, y'all, is I think I'm going to take that other piece of white bass. I put half of it on that rod, and it's still on there. White bass is a tough bait. But I'm going to take the other half of this bait and just cut the tail off of it, and then we'll put that on there, and again, just give it a variety. Once a bait's been sitting there cut in my cooler, I usually don't use it anymore anyway. If it's been sitting there overnight, I feel like it just kind of bleeds out over the course of the night, and sits there in the ice and stuff. So I like to leave my baits whole until it's time to cut them and use them. Look at these scissors, buddy. I got to get me some new scissors. I'm telling you, y'all looking for an early Christmas present for me. I know we're 7 months away still, but I got to invest in a pair. I can't cut through these fins. Well, I'm going to have to edit out about 5 minutes of this, just me trying to cut these dang fins. That's terrible. Got these scissors on Amazon. They're total garbage. They were dull after about the second use. They were supposed to be like chicken shears or whatever, like cutting meat and bone and stuff in the kitchen. And They can't handle these fish fins, and there's a problem with them. All right, finally, got this bait on here. That's what's going to go down next. There's that chunk of white bass, and we'll see what we can get on it. There goes the white bass midsection. There it goes, boy. He's a pulling. Look at that, buddy. That's a better fish. That's a better fish right there. Yes, sir. That's a little better quality. It's about 11 o'clock now. I'm putting the time in, y'all. Just putting the time in out here this morning. Just sitting and waiting. I got my baits right where they need to be to catch fish coming in and out of here, and I'm gonna make sure they down there if they come through while I'm on the water this morning, my baits are gonna be where they need to be. I got us another one here, man. He's gonna pull again now. It feels like a blue. He's rolling down there, or he was. But he's strong. It's so much fun, y'all. When you get a rod go over like that, and you go to pick up on it and can't hardly get it out of the rod holder, you don't know what's on the other end of it. I don't know how big it is. There's so much excitement and anticipation there with it. It's fun. I love this. Again, I just can't say enough how thankful I am to be able to do this as a job now, as crazy as that is. That's a good blue. That is a good blue. On the white bass midsection, which he has promptly thrown off the hook. It's all right. We got use of it. Ain't no way he's done. He's about to take off on us again here. Oh, yeah, I knew it. He's coming up here playing possum, gonna splash me. Got that line wrapped around his tail. Oh, lordy days, he ain't done. Yeah, I'm gonna have to tire this one out here a second, y'all, before we bring him in. You don't want to bring a fish that full of energy right in the kayak, because he's gonna be thrashing around everywhere, breaking stuff in here, putting fins in you. Sure, don't want that. That's a good fish, though. I'm happy with that. Really happy with that. It's been a good trip out here. A big flathead, this big blue, several bites. That's a good trip as far as I'm concerned. All right, y'all, it's about time to land this thing. Look at that beast, man. Got old blue cat. That's a good one, buddy. Yeah. Oh. I tell y'all, he's still full of spunk. Full of spunk. He is not done. All right, buddy, it's time. It's time. Woo! That is a solid fish right there. Oh, man. Ate the white bass. You know, normally headpieces are my baits of choice regardless of the bait, but the flathead this morning ate the skipjack midsection, and this one ate the white bass midsection. I'm going to set this camera out of the way because this is a big fish. Okay, let's hold him up here. Oh yeah. Yes, sir. Trophy flathead. I'd call this a trophy blue. It is to me anyway. I'll take it. So much fun, y'all. So much fun. Here I did think that moon pie dropping overboard had messed up the mojo out here, but we finally got back in it. Woo! Alright, I've had my fun with him, so let's let him go. Go down there and get big and strong. And he's out of here, buddy. Ready to get out of here, man. Yeah, y'all, it's getting late in the morning. I was just going to fish till lunch today. I was going to give it till about 12. And I looked at the clock a little while ago. It was about 11. And I thought, well, I don't know if I'm going to get any more action or not, you know. But again, I'll keep saying it. You know, these fish, when you're in a spot like this, it's just you're in their path. And periodically, an analogy I would use is like with us humans, right? So lots of cars going down the interstate, which will be, imagine this ledge out here, main channel river ledge, their highways, their interstate. And periodically when people get hungry, what do? We pull off an exit, we go to the McDonald's or whatever restaurant's there. Same thing with these fish. They're going up and down these ledges, that's their highways. They're going to get hungry, they're going to go feed, they turn off into these creeks or these coves, and if they've got a clearly defined path like we do here with this old creek bed, and your baits are right there, it's like having a McDonald's right off the interstate exit for us humans. And so the more time you can put in, the more likely they are that one of them's going to turn up in here, or a school of them's going to turn up in here. Or, you know, oftentimes too, when you've got this much depth like I have here, when fish are feeding in this creek, or you know, pre-spawn here, they're getting ready to move up in here, they'll often stage out here too. So you'll get schools of them kind of at the mouth of these old creek beds that would have dumped out here into the channel, and they're good places to fish, man. They're just good places to fish. So, you know, map reading like this, it's one of them things you got to put some time into. It's not as fun and as exciting as looking up rods and reels and that kind of thing, but the time you spend learning how to read a lake map is invaluable. I'm a Buck Perry guy. Buck Perry, he wrote the book on structure fishing, literally. He has a series of textbooks. Now those books are old, kind of expensive. Sometimes you can find them on Amazon, eBay. Really overpriced for what they are, in my opinion. And they're kind of hard to read. They kind of read like a textbook. But if you can get through them and you can learn, and they're based on bass too, because Buck Perry was a bass fisherman, so really from that aspect it's not really applicable to us on the surface. But when you get further down into it, you realize that all of these fish use structure in the same way. They all move along the same predictable patterns. And so once you learn that, you know, if you can get through them books and learn, it changed my fishing a few years ago when I forced myself to sit down and learn those books, and I went from catching fish, big fish occasionally, and catching fish period occasionally, to catching fish consistently and getting big fish far more often, far more frequently than what I was doing before. And anyway, enough of me yapping on. I'm going to put another bait on there, probably give it about another hour out here, and see if we can get some more. Let's do it. All right, guys, well, here's us another fish. This one's going to be the last one of the video. Get out of here, old blue cat. I forgot to hit the button on my camera when I went to reel that thing in. Not that it matters on a fish that size anyway. Nobody wants to see the fight of that with the tackle I'm using. It don't put much of a bend in the rod when they're that small. But that's going to be the last fish of the video unless one of them just hits here in the next few seconds. It's about noon now, so I'm going to wrap up this morning session. Awesome trip out here today. Big flathead, big blue. I'll take a trip like this anytime. And this spot here, you know, again, my first time fishing this spot, but it's been on the to-do list, and I'm glad I finally made it out here because it was worthwhile. I will definitely be back out here at some point soon. But anyway, hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something from it. I'll see you again soon. Thanks for watching.